to another edition of Active Living. We're very fortunate today to have Sheila Landis and her jazz combo here today. And we've got some great music to play for you today. And welcome to our little show.
Thank you. It's great to be back.
Sheila, you were here once before, about 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago.
2022.
With your group.
With Rick.
And we're happy to have you back.
Glad
Rick
to be back.
is a fantastic guitar player, and we've got Daryl here, who's a fantastic, I should say, percussionist, right? Not drummer, right?
I work with either one.
And he does it all. So we're very fortunate to have them all here today. And we've got some great music to play for you a little bit later in the show. But let's talk a little bit about, Sheila, your background a little bit.
Well, let's see. I grew up in Rochester Hills, and of course was there when the Beatles were on Ed Sullivan back in February of 1964.
Wow.
And my siblings and I were all in our pajamas, and Mother said, "Get out here! You got to hear these British guys. They're going to be the next big thing."
Yeah.
And so we sat down and listened, and that was true. They were like fascinating, just wonderful. We loved the Beatles, and I still love the Beatles songs to this day.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, that 61 is a little ways back, so you've been doing this for a while.
64.
64. Mm-hmm. How about you, Rick? You've been playing a while.
Probably about over 40 years.
40 years.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Well, about 40, yeah.
Dang. 40 years.
I keep saying that I've been playing saxophone for about 70 years, and one of these days I'm going to get it right. So let's talk about Daryl. Daryl, you're a new guy on the scene, I understand. Well, I shouldn't say that. Around this area, is that correct? You've been on the road?
On and off, yeah.
On and
over
off.
the years, yeah.
Now, who have you played with?
Oh boy. Well, I was fortunate enough to land a job as a drummer for a band that Stevie Wonder put together back in 1979.
Stevie Wonder, fantastic.
Yeah, he was producing the group. It was called Phoenix Rising. And it lasted for about 5 years, so between cutting demos here and moving out to LA for a short while and cutting at Wonderland, his studio, finally had to call it quits around 1984.
Okay.
It just didn't seem like it was going to ever take off. And I started with Mary Wilson and the Supremes.
Oh, wow.
From 84 to 86.
Fantastic.
For a couple years, traveled the globe with her, saw a lot of really cool things, did a lot of really nice gigs, just all over the planet. Moved down to Florida for about 7 years and worked there in the Tampa Bay area. Lived in St. Pete. Worked with an incredible outfit called the Fred Johnson Group. Mm-hmm. And some of the members of that band were just remarkable. Okay, I learned a lot working with that band.
Yeah.
Moved back here into '93 and started with a band called Mud Puppy.
Oh, yeah.
And we were together for about 12 years or so. And the next thing I knew, I got hired by Betty LaVette back in 2003.
Oh.
And retired from that in 2023. My age is starting to get to me a little bit, so.
Hey, welcome to the club, buddy.
Yeah, my knees just couldn't take the airports anymore. So.
Oh, I know.
But I'm still in touch with her. She's still out there, amazing people, for wonderful talent. And I'm fortunate enough to have met Sheila and Rick.
Yeah.
How many years ago was that?
About 4 or 5 years?
4 or 5 years, yeah. So. And having the time, just a ball playing with them. They keep me on my toes because I never know what they're going to do from 1 second to the next.
Well, that's jazz, man.
Yeah, but
it's never played the same way twice.
It's jazz
right,
on steroids, to be honest, man. But yeah, I count my blessings. I've been playing professionally 55 years. And
that's fantastic.
I'm trying to go a little bit further if I can.
Yeah.
So.
Now, Rick, your background is you've played locally around the Detroit area your whole life, or you've been?
Yeah, pretty much. Yep. Yeah, pretty much around here.
Yeah. Playing with your own groups, or?
I've had my own groups, trios usually, but been working with Sheila for how many years? Over 30?
Well, let's say put it at the late
late 80s.
Late, maybe 1990.
Long time.
Yeah,
A long time, right?
A long time.
Right.
Now, Sheila, you've got this bunch of instruments in front of you, and I'd like to hear a little bit about these because you play them all, right?
Well, absolutely. Let's start with the djembe. This was given to me by Daryl, by the way, and it's a beautiful instrument. It's hollow on the inside. It's a West African instrument. It's got a membrane. You can slap it. It's got a lot of possibilities, and,
Right.
and I'm able to play it because I have a spinal disorder, and I'm able to kind of like cradle it like this and play it.
Right.
So that's kind of fun. This is the djembe for our studio audience. Djembe.
Now, wasn't that handed down from a
Yes.
certain person?
Who was the guy?
Oh,
It was
Lorenzo.
from Daryl.
Spoons Brown.
Spoons Brown.
Spoons, yeah, I remember him.
Yeah, he's no longer with us, unfortunately.
No,
but I inherited quite a few of his percussion instruments.
Did you really?
Yeah, and
He
I
passed
couldn't
it
have
down.
given it to a better,
I've seen him
percussionist.
play with Alexander Zonjak
Yeah,
several
I used to
several
work with
times.
Alexander Zonjak too.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. So what's the next instrument you got there?
This is the wiro.
You have to roll the R when you say that.
Wiro. It means fish. And this is made by Latin percussion. And there are a couple different ways you can play it. It's got two sides. This is this is a standard in Tejano, like music,
Yeah.
Mexican music. You hear that in
Right?
song that
Right.
Santana does. And you can also play it on the opposite side. It's a little beefier. Or it also functions as which I played during our music
Right.
section. It functions as a shaker.
Yeah.
Also as a shaker.
Now, is that a special instrument you play it with, or is that something you do with your hair?
My hair.
No, this little device here.
Oh, the device. This is it. Well, I suppose I could. This is the scraper made specifically for the wheel.
Okay,
And this other instrument here, it looks like a little basket, doesn't it?
I've never heard of that one.
This is kashishi. Gesundheit. Right.
Kashishi.
Kashishi.
Okay.
This is
and-
Brazilian, and I like to play it with the gourd. And you can get a little pattern going like.
yeah.
So you can get all those syncopations in there, and it's a lot of fun. And sometimes I use this as a prop when I'm singing, a tisket, a tasket, a little yellow basket.
Yeah. You're right.
So, and let's see what else we have. This is, who makes this now?
Probably
Ooh,
Pearl.
Pearl, percussion instrument. It's a mini shakerine.
Okay, it's like a miniature tambourine with two little things on it instead
Yeah,
of
it is.
half a dozen.
It's one thing I want to mention about percussion, and I'm sure you'll agree with me on this, is that every instrument has a sweet spot.
Yeah.
Absolutely, you know what I'm talking about.
Most definitely.
If you hit it like off and you want like bam, but you hit put, you're
Yeah.
not in the sweet spot. So it's definitely part of my percussion is to make sure you always hit the cowbell in the right place so it goes ponk, 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 not splat.
Yeah, right.
It's
right.
just like baseball. You find that sweet spot, and that's something I always work on, because if something shifts slightly, maybe on your table, and you hit it on the side and it goes, you're
Yeah.
like, no, that's not it. But anyway, and I want to say also about the kazoo, the lowly kazoo, the humble kazoo. And I looked this up online. History of the kazoo. Let's see, where is it? It's on the other page. I'm sorry, George. Continuity. All right. History of the kazoo. The kazoo's design is an evolution of an African, a type of squash, really, which use gourds or horns and membranes to distort the sound. The kazoo has kind of a jarring sound, like, whoop, you gotta hum.
Yeah.
If you want to wake up your audience.
Yeah.
It's an American invention. Alabama Vest was a freed slave credited with creating the modern kazoo with a German clockmaker. Now, these two gentlemen got together and invented the kazoo down in Macon, Georgia in the 1840s. So this kazoo has been around for quite a while. And the German was a clockmaker. His name was Thaddeus von Clegg. So Alabama and Thaddeus invented this handy little thing called the kazoo. They called their first version the Down South Submarine.
Okay.
Can you imagine this?
Yeah.
Like working late into the night. We're going to invent the kazoo. And so there's more to tell about the kazoo, which you can find online handily, but I wanted to explain to our viewers what this is all about and the uniqueness of the kazoo. I took up the kazoo because it so delighted George Sax Benson. When I would play this, he would just throw his head back with laughter.
Yeah.
Because I said, well, I want it to sound, like a sax, like a saxophone. Well, I have my kazoo. So I use it sparingly.
Well, when we were kids, we used to do it a little differently.
How so?
We used to take a comb
A comb.
and take wax paper and put it over the comb. And
My dad told me about that.
And you could do that.
He told me.
See, I'm old enough to know what your dad knows.
That's right. Yeah, he was born in 1927.
So tell me about the kinds of gigs that you guys are working and looking for.
Well, all kinds, really. I mean, because there's a lot of competition out there and a lot of really good players out there. It's tough.
Oh, there's a lot of great players in Detroit. Detroit is a hotbed of great players.
Hotbed.
Yeah.
Yes, and it's been for decades,
Yeah.
because of all the clubs that were here, like in the 1950s, jazz, in 1960s, people like, from Lima, Ohio, but one of my favorite tenor saxophonists, what's his name?
George Sax Benson?
Well, George principally, but this was another guy, Joe Henderson.
Oh, Joe Henderson.
okay.
Wonderful
Yeah.
tenor player.
Yeah.
He was from Lima, and Lima, Ohio, and he came out to Detroit to play.
Yeah.
And then he spent some time in the service, and then, every time he has this way of making the saxophone like flutter, it's so beautiful, and it blended so well with some of the Brazilian musicians that he hooked up with, like Flora Purim, and Ayrton, her husband, Ayrton. Ayrton.
All right. Why don't we listen to a couple of tunes, and we'll be back in a
Oh,
minute.
sure, sounds good.
All right.
Pick me a town, any kind. People like to have rock and good time. Stay awake both day and night till everybody's feeling good and right. And throw me there, smack dab in the middle. Smack dab in the middle. Oh yeah, smack dab in the middle of it all, so that I can rock and roll and satisfy my soul. 10 Cadillacs, oh yeah, diamond bills. 10 suits of clothes, baby, just to kill. 10-room house, gotta have me some barbecue. 50 chicks, not over 20. They'll be there, smack dab in the middle. Yeah, smack dab in the middle. Oh, I wanna be smack dab in the middle of it all, so that I can rock and roll and satisfy my soul. chorus girls, she dead paid. Natural girls, wagon load of bonds and stocks. Open up the door for Sheila and go for a knock. And tell me there, smack dab in the middle. Tell me there, smack dab right there in the middle. Ooh, smack dab in the middle of it all, so that I can rock and roll and satisfy my soul, yeah. I want to satisfy my soul. Feel me there, smack dab in the middle. I want to be smack dab, woo, in the middle. Smack dab in the middle, so I can rock and roll and satisfy my soul.
We're back.
We're back.
Ta-da! And wow, you guys sound terrific.
Thank you, George.
thanks.
I love the sound.
Thank you.
You know, what's interesting is, you know, we were talking a little bit earlier about tribute bands versus jazz. You know, jazz to me is the freedom. Whereas, like Rick said, you know, if you're playing a tribute band, you got to sound exactly like the record, right?
And
Right.
dressed like them too.
Some of them do. Yeah, I think what we do is very different from that because we're a little looser. I
Right.
mean, more of the maybe what was doing in the late '60s,
Yep.
where maybe creativity was more esteemed. It was more.
Yeah,
of a-
back in the late 50s and 60s, we used to grab a fake book, piano, bass, drums, and sax, and go out and play a gig, or vocalist, and go out and play a gig, and you'd never play the same song the same way twice. You know,
got that
it was
right.
always,
Totally
it was
right.
always, you know, kind of flying by the seat of your pants, especially on the endings. You know.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Or intros, or do you want to go to the bridge? Oh, maybe not. You know.
Yeah, right. So yeah, it is different, a lot different, and
I
lot
love
of-
that freedom, that ethic, that kind of like devil may care.
exactly. So you guys are playing mostly jazz clubs type situation.
Well, we were playing at a speakeasy, and that's always good to do because of the jazz kind of the vibe, you know.
Uh-huh.
And we play a fair number of senior living,
Yep.
like assisted living, memory care, and we love doing those because of the response.
Yeah.
I mean, there are people there who've had like severe strokes or something, and then we start playing, and you see them, they just come alive.
They
and
do.
It's just such for my heart, you know.
Yeah, they do. I've done the same thing, you know, playing with a
I-
little group.
Yeah, we spoke
And
with that
you walk into
before.
a senior living area, and all of a sudden, whoops, they wake up.
It's like, oh, the
know.
music's here. Oh boy, yeah.
Yeah, and they know the words to a lot of the old songs.
Yeah, it's probably
you know.
better than I do.
Right,
Right.
right. So, guitar. Now you play a special kind of guitar. You've got a little something different over there, Rick.
Right, the 7-string guitar, which when me and Sheila play as a duo
Right.
is much more important because then I can cover some of the low end, the bass lines.
Right. Right.
With this kind of an ensemble, I'm not really playing that 7-string. I could play a 6-string because it's a 6-string guitar.
Right. You got a
and-
bass player. You don't need it.
Right, and you have a low A. That's an A, but it's an octave lower than your A on your
Right.
guitar.
Right.
So,
Right.
right.
Interesting.
So yeah, it's definitely more when we're doing duos and
But you
sometimes
got to be
trios.
pretty
even.
versatile to use that A string, right? That low A
It's a
string.
different, yeah, it's a different technique for
Yeah,
sure.
it sure is.
Dealing with a physical limitation, I have a spinal condition which makes things. I'm able to play more percussion and
Right.
I'm able to make maybe not sing as much as maybe kind of narrate or go into things like whooshing sounds through the microphone or just pops. Maybe not so much singing per se,
Right.
but just kind of making more like a presentation, and I've gotten good response. And we like your noises. Do more noises, you know.
Yeah, right.
You've heard people say that.
You're adding to the rhythm section.
We like the noises.
You are the rhythm section, right?
Well, part of it certainly.
duo.
And, duo, yes. Do you want to talk about the looping? because we see this little thing.
Oh, do you
going.
do the looping too?
Well, looping kind of like before we start a song,
Yeah, you
Rick will hit the button and I'll go until he says, okay, you got enough revolutions. And
Right.
it's recorded it so that we're able to
Yeah.
play against it as a support. So
Yeah, back in the old days, Rick, we had a thing called the Echoplex. You remember
Right.
that?
Right.
It had a moving tape that went around, and you could change the echo by moving the read-write head or something on it. Remember
Well,
that?
people still use those.
The
Do they?
Echoplex?
And they're actually very valuable if they're
Are they really?
in working condition. Yes.
Wow,
Yeah.
didn't realize that. I thought they'd be gone years ago with the hard
Right. And there's some new companies that make them too with tapes actually.
Is that right?
Right, because that was such a unique sound, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. I used to work with a guy that played one of those.
Rick's very much into sound production because he has his own studio in the home.
Oh, great.
And we use it for, like maybe a friend will come over and run a jam with him or something. And we also do voiceovers for a lady who does art fairs.
Okay.
And she's basically, her shows were in Florida because that's where it's warm.
Yeah.
So we've been doing that for several years now. And it's called hotworks.org, and she keeps getting more and more clients and more and more locations
Right,
in
right.
Florida where she can have these really upscale, really high-end.
It's been over 10 years we've been doing
At
voiceovers.
least, at
Right,
least. That's since
right.
we've worked for Patty. Yeah, that's always good.
Now you've got quite an assortment of pedals there.
He does.
When you look at what you've got there, what do you got? About 10 or 12 at least
Not that many. On that board, no.
on that board.
I have
You mean you
another.
have
I have a
another
bigger
board
one.
with more?
A bigger board.
Right.
And then your friend Marty brought over this board that was like,
Even
whoa.
bigger.
Yeah.
But a lot of them are just, they're not really like anything like drastic when you
Right.
put it on. It's like, just reverb or whatever, a little bit
Change
of
the
echo,
sound. It's
like
just-
the Echoplex you're saying, a
Yeah.
digital,
Right.
like a little bit of echo that you put on into
Right.
it.
Right.
But those are able to morph sound has been so influential to the guitar, the evolution of the guitar, and then kind of changing the sound, and maybe extrapolate on that a bit. Well, sound distortion, like
Yeah.
I guess that was, mostly in the
British bands, Hendrix.
mid-'60s.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then people like Jimi Hendrix and
Yeah, right.
Eric Clapton, they started really turning the amps up. And
Right.
with the tube amp, when you turn it way up, it starts
Then
to
you
distort.
then feedback, you know,
Right.
you get the
And my favorite, the wah-wah pedal.
yeah. Right.
Stop.
So why don't we listen to another tune,
Sure.
and we'll be back in a minute. welcome back.
Welcome back. Welcome back, Carter.
We're back. And again, thank you so much for playing. You guys sound terrific.
Oh,
It's
our
great
pleasure.
sound.
Thanks for having us.
I love the
Love to do
quartet
it.
sound, you know, with the, especially with the bass and drums. You know, I say quartet sound, but it is quartet when you're playing your rhythm instruments, right?
Yeah.
So, thank you for coming today. It's
Our
been
pleasure.
very, very nice having you. You guys have sounded terrific, and we'll see you again, hopefully, another 2 years out or 3 years out.
Happy trails to
Sounds
you.
great.
Thank you so much.
Wow.